At the University of Wolverhampton, tutors are pioneering new directions for e-portfolios using the personal learning space PebblePad. Use of PebblePad is supported by a central Institute for Learning Enhancement. The staff at the Institute were initially looking for an alternative to paper-based portfolios in personal development planning.
We wanted a tool that supported a process where students would be guided through the personal development planning by academic members of staff. I didn't want it form-filling. I didn't want something that was mechanistic. I also didn't want something that looked linear. I wanted something that was far more interactive, that the person who filled it in could be creative with what they were doing.
PebblePad has evolved to support a range of activities associated with learning, teaching and assessment.
Originally, people were using it primarily to support their learners in personal development planning kinds of activities and reflection on learning, etc. Over the years, it's developed into a multitude of uses for learning, teaching, assessment, continuing professional development, work-based learning, and most recently distance learning.
One of the biggest challenges that we've had with staff is almost stopping them using the tool and actually saying, what do you want your learners to do first? And then working with them to see what parts of the tool could be appropriate for them to use.
E-portfolios also provide opportunities to demonstrate the experience learners have gained outside their course.
We can help the learners to bring forward the evidence of their learning, different experiences they've had, and in the e-portfolio they can build those together in different ways.
As a result of knowledge and experience gained over several years' deployment of e-portfolios, innovative approaches are now taking shape, including the delivery of short courses via PebblePad.
Over the last 2 years, we've been working on a Jisc-based project called e-portfolio-based pedagogy for small to medium enterprises, which is the EPSME project. That focused on delivering 10-week courses to people in local small to medium enterprises that was entirely through PebblePad.
What we wanted to do with EPSME was to create a new model for learning that would open up higher education to people who are already in work.
That involved both a new market to us and a new use of PebblePad, because we'd not entirely delivered course materials and activities and assessment all in one package.
The biggest challenge was actually getting them into the systems in the first place. Once we got them in, they tended to be okay, but university systems are set up for full-time students doing 3-year courses starting in September. Our learners just didn't fit in. In the project, we streamlined that process.
Understanding the special requirements of work-based learners is central to getting the support right. Robert Francis is taking an e-portfolio-based course in his workplace and has to fit study around his home and work commitments.
I was working 8 till sometimes 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. Having a family of 5 children makes it difficult to come in. It gives you that flexibility. If you've got an activity once a week, do it in your own time, your own pace, which gives you a bit more quality into your research for that activity.
These are new learners to HE, becoming familiar with a whole new world, a different language, different way of thinking, but also building up their confidence in themselves to recognise they've got the skills and abilities. So it's scaffolding that, providing that structure.
They look at everybody individually and see where they are from the beginning. Everybody's at different levels and the team's there to actually get you all on the same level. That's where we come and help each other. We talk to each other as a team, go on the group blog, respond to questions if people got queries. Not only could they go to the tutor, they could actually go to us as well, who's got the experience already there.
The lessons from EPSME are being taken forward into more extensive distance learning models, including an undergraduate law degree delivered entirely via e-portfolio-based learning.
We're really pleased to have a framework that was developed within the EPSME project that can be developed from either a short course of 10 weeks that's just 5 credits that is now being looked at for a distance learning course of up to 4.5 years. So the scalable and sustainable nature has been really quite an achievement.
When we set out, we didn't really know what we could do with it. Our innovators are finding new and different ways of working with it all the time.
It has adapted and done things that we would never have imagined it would do back when we first had it. So I think it's been good for us because we've had it for so many more years than a lot of people. We've been able to experiment and try things that PebblePad perhaps was never initially conceptualised to do.